This is National Native News. I'm Antonia Gonzalez. The Eighth Circuit Court of Appeals has dismissed a lawsuit alleging South Dakota officials violated the Indian Child Welfare Act. The attorney who represents the plaintiffs plans to ask the court to reconsider. Victoria Wicks reports.
In 2016 in Rapid City, federal judge Jeff Feigen issued 8 injunctions requiring state officials to change the practices used in child custody hearings. ACLU attorney Stephen Pevar says even though the injunctions have now been dissolved by the Eighth Circuit Court of Appeals, state officials have followed them.
The defendants have already made all of those 8 changes. I doubt seriously that they will return to their old ways. So although on paper we lost the appeal, we achieved everything that we sought to achieve when we filed the lawsuit.
Pevar notes that the Eighth Circuit did not determine whether ICWA and due process violations occurred. The court instead ruled on abstention, saying that Viken should have abstained from presiding over the lawsuit, even though plaintiffs were claiming violations of federal law. Pevar disagrees with that assessment.
Federal courts have a general duty to decide federal claims. That's why they were created.
He says he'll ask the Eighth Circuit to reconsider the appeal en banc, which means all 11 active judges will hear it, rather than just the 3 who were assigned to it. Beyond the Eighth Circuit, Pevar says he could petition the U.S. Supreme Court. Judge Feigen has not yet made a ruling on 2 remaining claims, accusing the Department of Social Services of inadequate training and supervision of their staff, and Pevar says those claims are still active. For National Native News, I'm Victoria Wicks in Rapid City, South Dakota.
Over the past couple of months, an encampment of tents has grown along a 6-lane road in Minneapolis where mostly Native people are living. Officials are working on a plan due to safety concerns and winter around the corner. Melissa Townsend has more.
There's a serious shortage of long-term affordable housing and temporary shelter beds in Minneapolis. Many natives in this camp had been on their own, sleeping under bridges or couch surfing, like Brenda Hanks. She is White Earth Ojibwe.
I've been homeless since 2010, but I have friends and relatives, so I wasn't really homeless, but I was because I didn't have my own place,
Hanks is now sharing a tent with her partner. It's a very tidy, spacious tent with 2 mattresses covered in quilts and enough room for a wooden rocking chair between them. Over the past 2 months, outreach workers from Native nonprofits, the city and county have fanned out across the camp. They are offering detox, health, and other support services. James Cross is with Natives Against Heroin.
It's a whole different thing of knowing family, where they're at. So we don't have to go in the alleys. We don't have to go in the trap houses. We don't have to go to the bridges or other camps. They're all here, so it makes it easier for us.
But officials, camp residents, and Metro Native leaders agree the camp is not the long-term solution they want. In fact, Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry has said he wants to find housing for all the campers by the end of September.
Permanent homes. Housing is a right. It should be a right for everyone, and the city is moving forward in a very aggressive fashion to make sure that everyone is able to be delivered that right.
The Minneapolis City Council Housing Committee met last week. They'll work in partnership with the city's Native-focused health and human service agencies and tribes from across the state. They plan to find a site near the tent camp to create a temporary structure that would house social services and beds for those in the camp. For National Native News, I'm Melissa Townsend.
And I'm Antonia Gonzalez.
National Native News is produced at the Annenberg National Native Voice Studios by Quantic Broadcast Corporation. Funding is by Odawi Law Group, provider of Indian law solutions, and by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, with support from the Public Radio Satellite System.
Supported by Volunteers of America, a premier substance use treatment provider offering a White Bison certified well-briety program within their residential Native American treatment services. Applications and more at voanr.org. For Native Americans affected by domestic violence, the Strong Hearts Native Helpline offers peer-to-peer support and resources. It's safe, confidential, and toll-free at 844-7-NATIVE. Program support by the National Indigenous Women's Resource Center.
Native Voice One, the Native American Radio Network.